know how to do it, you're just lost. Okay. So today, I'm here to give us a sense of direction. All right. I would show you how to apply to fully remote tech jobs without even having a tech background. All right. And we're not just going to be applying to random tech jobs. We're going to be applying to jobs that are high in demand. So it means that we're going to be applying to jobs. I'm going to teach you how to apply to jobs that, they are always looking for people, right? We're also going to be identifying what roles employers are hiring for. All right. And then we'll also identify how you can position yourself for success, how and where to apply. And after all of that, we would have a brief Q&A for people that just want to ask questions and get guidance. Now, before we continue, my colleague is going to be dropping a link for an attendance form in the chat. He has dropped it already. Now, what you will want to do for me is you would want to fill out this form. The reason why you're filling out this form is because the session is recorded and we have and the materials that I'm going to be used, you can get access to them. So when you fill out this form, you get access to the recording of this session and you'll also get access to the materials we are using. Okay, so you would want to fill out this form as is being shared in the chat. Now, who are we at Analytics? Who exactly is Analytics? What do we do at Analytics? Now, Analytics is a leading edtech company that is focused on providing specialized training in technology skills and also in delivering comprehensive data consulting services. Now, our aim in Analytics is to be able to, make the technology sector very accessible to everyone. Okay, so for those of you that are looking for tech jobs, for those of you that are looking to break into tech, that is what we do at Analytics. We are interested, and our aim is to make sure that the technology sector is very accessible to you. And how do we do this? We do this through premium experiential training. Now, we've been able to help people, over 4,000 people, in more than 5+ years. We've been able to help over 4,000 people transition into tech across UK, US, Canada, Europe, Africa, and Asia. And we're also very interested in helping you transition smoothly into tech. All right. Now we also have a team of instructors that are from leading global companies like Apple, Microsoft, McKinsey, Amazon. And what this means is that they have a wealth of real world experience and understanding. And that is exactly what they're going to be impacting you with the value that they have, with the understanding that they have. And you would also be benefiting immensely from these tutors. Now, who is this person speaking with you today? Who exactly is Esther? So my name is Esther, and I have, an experience in career coaching and product design. And I've been able to support aspiring professionals in navigating their transition into tech and also helping them build sustainable careers. Now, through my coaching and mentorship, I've been able to guide individuals into actually identifying the best career paths for them and also helping them become job ready by the skills that they develop. All right. I've been able to, work as a growth specialist and even as an expert in product design. I've also been able to work across multiple sectors, ed tech, finance, logistics, FMGC, and so on. All right. Now, if you want to connect with me via LinkedIn, when these resources are being shared, you can just click on this and you would have access to connect with me via LinkedIn. So if you have any questions or you just need someone to put you through, you can always have access directly to me. Now, since we're talking about how to get financial security in 2026, the very first step to doing this is actually understanding the career paths that are in demand in tech. Now, if you want to make that money, you want to get that money, you want to be able to, get enough money to give you financial security and independence, you need to get into a role or get into a job that, would give you that financial security. And what we've done at Analytics is we've been able to, get access from job boards. We were able to scrape job boards. We looked at jobs that were being posted and we got our data from these job boards. And then what we got or what we tried to get from these job boards is we're trying to look at the jobs that are actually in demand, right? The jobs that people are always hiring for, the jobs that recruiters are always looking for. Now we tag them by these three important things: ease of learning, ease of transitioning, and a high rewarding salary. Now, after we're able to get all of this, we're able to arrive at 8 career paths that would help you land a job faster. And that would also ensure that you remain very relevant in the job market. So this career path means that you will get job security and you would also get a job quickly. And on top of that, you also get very good money for the skill and value that you're bringing. Now we have all of this. We have, business analysis, DevOps, engineering, agile, just a host of all of them that you can see on my screen, data analysis, data science, product design, financial analysis, HR analysis, data engineering. Now, we just don't want to make the decision independently. We decided to seek external validation. Now, we looked at the World Economic Forum, and what this report showed us is that, 92 million jobs will disappear by 2030. And what this means is you don't want to be part of that 92 million jobs that are disappearing. You want to be at the part where, the 170 million new jobs that are being created. So by 2030, some people would no longer have the job if they refuse to upskill. Now, some people would continue to have jobs. And you don't want to be part of the people that would not have a job. Now, if you can see my screen, the jobs at the left hand are the ones that would grow, while the jobs at the right are the ones that would decline from 2025 to 2030. So this has helped us to understand how best we can position ourselves in the job market to make sure that even by 2030, we still have a job and then we're still earning good enough money. Now, as you can see on the screen, there are big data specialists, warehouse specialists, data engineers, and these are all under data engineers. Now we also have, machine learning specialists, data analysts and scientists, information security analysts. All of these things are under data analysts and data scientists. There's also those for the cybersecurity, those for business analysts, those for product design, those for DevOps. Now you can see from this screen that all the career paths that we have outlined in our own research are still in this report to say that these job roles are going to grow in 2025 to 2030. All right. Now that you can see agile project managers as well, data analysts, data engineers, business analysts, you can see that these are the career paths that are in demand. Now that we've been able to understand the in-demand career paths, we're all going to do something very, very interactive. Okay, just so that we know out of all of this career paths that we've discussed, out of all of this, in-demand career paths that I just spoke about, which one exactly would you fit in based on just your personality? So I'm going to share this link in the chat, and we are all going to take this Find Your Tech Path quiz together. Okay, the reason why we're taking this is so that we all can identify where we actually belong in terms of all these in-demand career paths. All right, so I'm going to share the link shortly in the chat as well. And then we are all going to be able to take it. Now, when you take this quiz, what you're going to do for me is you're going to drop it in the chat. You're going to drop your results in the chat as well, so that I know those that I'm speaking with, and also we know the career paths that you belong in, so that when we actually start applying for these jobs, we can actually see where we fit in. All right, so I've shared the link in the chat, and then I just want us to click it and let us do it together. So I'm going to do it, and you're going to do it with me as well. All right. So when you open it up like this, you will see discover your path, and that's what you click on. All right. Now, when you click on it, let's go. You start. So, the questions are basically based on your personality, based on, what you like or what you basically just like to do. So I'm just going to be answering that. And I also hope that we're also answering as well, so that you can drop your results for me in the chat, and then we can go from there. So the first question says, which tech part are you interested in? So you can pick as many as you like. We would always help you to narrow it down. So there's business analysis. Let's say I'm interested in business analysis and probably data analysis, and say product design as well. And you can also pick you're not sure. If you're really not sure on the path you want to take, you can also pick you're not sure. Okay. And then next question says, what's your immigration goal? So you pick your immigration goal. Do you want visa sponsorship, permanent residency, or you already have work authorization, or you just want to stay in your current country and just find a remote work? Now, the next question, what's your current or most recent career field? So you pick it as well. You pick your current or most recent career field. I'm going to pick marketing. Yes. Now, how do you prefer to work? So basically, how best do you work? Is it that you try by leading discussions, or you enjoy teamwork, or you prefer deep independent work? Just pick whatever resonates with you. Remember, this is based on your personality. So whatever you think resonates with you, you want to pick. Okay. So the next question says, which best describes how you approach problems? So for me, I look for what could break and fix that first. So let me just pick that. Next question, how comfortable are you with technical tools? You also want to answer this very honestly. Next question, what's your relationship with coding? So some of us, we don't even want to hear anything about coding. We're not interested in anything that concerns coding. And some of us, we actually like it. So you want to pick the one that resonates best with you. Okay? What motivates you most in a career? High earning. For some of us, we just want job security. For some of us, we want remote flexibility. Whatever it is, you can pick it. And if you're still figuring out exactly what you want, you can still pick that as well. Okay? So I'm going to pick that. And then we're going to the next question. So I really hope we're feeling this as well, just so that we all can have an idea of the career path that will fit us. And then when we're done filling, you can also drop your response in the chat. So whatever it gives you, you can drop it as well in the chat. So what type of impact resonates most with you? So for some of us, we like to help companies make better decisions. Some of us, we like to predict outcomes and build intelligent systems. Some of us, we like to turn complex data into clear business decisions. So you want to pick all of that. And then when you are done, you impute your first name, your last name, your email, and it is sent to you. So let me impute mine. And then it will get sent to me. So you have to fill in your mobile details as well. So when you fill in, it gets sent to you. So I would love all of us to, drop your response in the chat. So I want to know what was given to you. Did any of us get BA? Did any of us get data analysis? So you can just drop it in the chat so I know exactly, what we are tailoring our conversation into today. So I'm waiting for our responses. I can see a couple. Amina says I currently work as a data analyst, but I got cybersecurity. All right. All right. Amina, that's a twist from data analysis to cybersecurity. Then again, it's based on, the things you like to do. That is how you were able to, get that response, to get that career path. So does any other person want to drop it for us? I'm waiting for our responses. Remember, I did say that the session is going to be very interactive. And for us to actually find how we're going to be able to enjoy and get financial security, we have to make the session very interactive. All right. So we have Aminat. Aminat has responded. I need just say 3 more responses and then we would go from there. So I'm waiting for Judith. I'm waiting for Meville. I'm waiting for Dorcas. So you can just drop whatever was sent to you, whatever career path was given to you, and then we can go from there into actually finding that job role. So I'm also waiting for Saeed and Nicole. So I'm waiting for more responses via the chat so we can actually proceed and go on. All right. Olawole as well. I'm waiting for Olawole and Dorcas. So I'm waiting for our responses. We need to, interact in this session so that we are able to actually get the value from the session. All right. So, and I don't just want one person's response. I want all of us to drop our responses as well. So we can proceed with the next thing that we want to talk about, which is actually finding the job. Okay, Melville says business analysis. All right. Does any other person want to drop as well? You can just drop it in the chat. So I'll actually teach you how to find jobs in these roles. All right. So so far we have, I mean, that's cybersecurity. We have Merville Business Analysis. And Natu says, well, I'm already trained as a data engineer. So I got the data engineering. Beautiful. So it means that you are very interested in data engineering. So we have Anatu saying data engineering. All right. Now, now that we have three responses, we can now go to the next step. So the thing that a lot of us do is when we get job, say roles like business analysis or data engineering, or even cybersecurity, what we tend to do is we go on job boards and just search for cybersecurity, or we search for business analysis, or we just search for the title of the job, right? You just go on and search for business analysis, for example. And then that is actually a very wrong practice because there are so many job roles in the business analysis part that you can always apply to. All right. So seeing Merville got business analysis. Say, for example, business analysis, right? You don't just want to go in a job board and type business analysis. You want to also look at the job roles, look at the different type of job roles that you can get from business analysis. Now you can see we have business analyst, we have business data analyst, we have process analyst, systems analyst, functional analyst. So there are a lot of subsects and job roles that you can apply to under the business analysis framework or under the business analysis career path. But the mistake a lot of us on this call do, including myself, the mistakes we make is we go to these job boards and just type the job title and then we leave it at it. But we forget that we're actually shortchanging ourselves because we can always get more job roles, more more jobs to apply to when we actually search for the job roles under this jobs. So Judith says HR analytics. All right. So this is what we're going to do now. You see how under the HR analytics, we have multiple job roles. So for Judith now, you don't just have to search for HR analysis. You can search for people analysts. You can search for workforce planning analyst. You can search for talent analytics specialist, talent analyst, HR operations analyst, diversity inclusion analyst. So this is to let you know that there are a lot of jobs you can apply to. That is not just the job title that you have. All right. So this is one of the misconceptions and one of the things that we do, mostly for those of us that are looking for jobs and financial security. This is one of the mistakes that we make. We always just want to search for the job title and leave it at that. But what we want to start doing going forward is we want to explore the job, career paths under these job titles so that we also get access to more jobs to apply to. All right. So for the person that got cybersecurity, you can also search for cybersecurity analyst, SOC analyst, cyber threat analyst, penetration test, vulnerability analyst, security compliance analyst. There are so many paths under these career paths that you can search for. Again, for those of us that want to get access to the recording of this session, and you also want to get access to the materials that I'll be using, including pages like this, you want to fill the attendance form so that it can be sent to you. So the link is dropped in the chat. You just want to fill it so that the resources and the materials can be sent to you via email after this session. All right. Now that we've understood that there are a lot of other career paths, let's now go on to actually apply. How do you now find these career paths? Now we're going to make this very, very interactive. So we're going to, for those of us that dropped our career paths in the chat, we are going to do something very interactive. All right. So we're going to be using JobRite to search for this job. Now, JobRite is for those of us in the US and Canada. All right. So we're going to be using this to search for the jobs. Okay. So now let me look at the charts and then let us do this together. So Judith says HR analytics. Now, hi, Judith. Could you tell me? So let's first search for HR analytics first. Now, we're going to impute it here, HR analytics or analyst. Now we're searching for HR analyst for Judith. And then we're going to see So my CV is already there, but I'm not an HR analyst. So we're not going to get any probably good match, right? But for someone like Judith that has said HR analyst, right, and that's what she got. When you search for HR analyst, you see about 1,266 results, right? What JobRite does for you is it tells you how well your CV matches alongside the job posted. All right. So you want to go for a job that you probably match above 70%, and then you want to go for that kind of job. All right. Because it means that you have a very good enough chance of actually getting that job. Okay. But instead of you just searching for HR analysts, Judith, you want to do something more, specific, right? So in relation to what we shared here, All right, everyone, my sincerest apologies. So I've got kicked out from the meeting. So I'm so sorry about that. Let us now continue. Okay, so let me share my screen on where we were, and then we can continue where we were. My sincerest apologies once again. All right. So yes, we were trying to search for jobs. Okay, so like I was saying earlier, when you're looking to get into the HR analyst path, you're not looking to just search for HR analysis, right? You want to actually search for something other than HR analysis, all right, or HR analyst. So you want to go into something more, detailed. All right. So let's search for people analyst. Okay. So when we search for people analyst, we would see, so you can see compensation analyst, people operations, and this was posted 20 hours ago. So you can also see the time that it was being posted. You can see if it's a full-time role. You can see the amount per year, the experience, everything. Okay. So you can also see people insights analyst, level 3 or 4. There's also lead analyst people, the senior analyst people operations. So these are a lot of other ways that you can search for jobs than just searching for the initial name, right? Just searching for HR analysis. You might get the jobs, but you're missing out on other gold mines that you could have also explored. All right. So you don't just want to go into the names, right? You want to also explore other job roles under it. So for people that got business analysis, let's check for business analysis first. So business analyst. So now we're going to check for the roles under this business analyst. So you can see one day ago, business analyst is in United States, full-time, entry level. You can see all of these things. There's another one for 2 hours ago. You can also apply to those ones. There's Microsoft Dynamics business analyst. So we're basically just getting roles that have the word business analyst in it. Okay, but remember that I did mention that you also want to go into roles that just sort of don't just have business analysis in it. You also want to explore other roles. So we're going to go back to this, and then you're going to see under business analysis, we have process analyst, we have business process, we have change management, operations analyst. So let's pick operations analyst, and let's go with operations analyst. Okay, so sorry. Okay, so let's go with operations analyst as well. So we're going to search for operations analyst. Okay, so under operations analyst, you can see operations analyst posted 15 hours ago. Remember that I did mention that you want to go for a job role that has at least 70% match. All right, so that you're not just applying to random jobs, you're also applying to jobs that you meet the requirements. Okay, so there's operations analyst 15 hours ago, there's operations analyst 7 hours ago. So you just look at all these things: there's senior analyst, crew operations, there's operation analyst, mission engineering. So you just get to see all of these things. Okay, now for those in Canada as well, all you have to do is change your location to Canada, and then you also can search for jobs within your location. Okay, so you can also search for jobs within your location. There's business analyst operations. One day ago, there is business operations analyst. There's Edmonton inventory and operations analyst. So this is to let you know that there are other ways that you can also find that job that you want to get that would also give you financial security, as opposed to just going on job boards and just looking for their names. You can also look for job roles that are also in relation to the name or the job title. All right. You can also still play around with experience level, job title, date posted. Just fit all the filters to reach exactly or to meet exactly the goal that you are looking for. Okay, so now that we've done that, now that we're able to get into we've been able to apply for jobs, we can see exactly what it is and how it is to apply for jobs. I want us now to listen to some people that were able to land jobs, and they were also able to land these jobs that we are looking for today. So the jobs that come with financial stability, financial security, there are people that were able to get it and get it. Okay, so now there is Pavel. All right, Pavel was a teacher back in Cameroon before he moved to the US. Now, Pavel really did not have any business with tech. He did not have any tech background whatsoever. I'm sure he did not even think he was going to get into tech, right? But Pavel was a teacher in Cameroon. He moved to the US and he joined our data analytics program. Now, Pavel didn't just want to become a teacher. He didn't just want to continue where he was. He wanted something that he was able to, use and land a job. He wanted financial emancipation. He didn't want to continue with where he was. He wanted to be able to get into tech and get good money. All right. So he joined our data analytics program and he was able to land a healthcare data analyst job in the US. Now, there are a lot of us on this call, and our hope and our aim here is to be able to get a job, get a job that gives us financial, emancipation, security. We want to be able to just be able to get that job, right? And there are a lot of us are wondering, how can we get the job? What do we have to do to get the job? I'm showing you someone like Pavel that did not even think that it was possible for him to be able to do it, but he was able to land a job. All right. So if you're on this call and then you're thinking, you're looking, how exactly am I supposed to get this financial stability? How exactly can I get this job? I'm going to show you Pavel's story. Okay, so the first thing Pavel did was he completed a training, a program. He got into tech, but he didn't just get into any random tech job, right? He got into tech and then he niched down. He knew that, okay, he wanted to do data analytics, right? Remember, in the beginning of this call, we spoke about an in-demand career path. You want to get into a job that is in demand. That is the very first step for you. You want to know the job that is in demand and get into it. So Pavel got into data analytics in December 2024. Then he tailored the CV to, a data analyst CV. He joined all the mentorship sessions that we have to offer. He got prepped for multiple interviews. He got multiple job offers, but he was able to focus on one and was able to get the job. All right. He was also able to, tailor every application, tailor his CV, and land that job. Now, that is what a lot of us here have to do, right? You have to get a program, stick to that program, and then tailor your CV for the program, join mentorship sessions, get prepared for interviews, and finally land that job. All right. Now, in March 2025, remember he joined the program in December 2024, but in March 2025, Pavel was able to get a healthcare data analyst job in the US with Arizona Community Physicians in Tucson, Arizona, United States. Now, this is less than 3 months of joining the program. Okay, so he was able to land a job in 3 months of joining the program. Now, if you're on this call today, you're wondering, you're sort of looking, how exactly is it that I'm going to, get the job? I've been job searching. I don't know how to do it. We're here. That's why we're here at Analytics. We know that breaking into tech sometimes may feel very, very cumbersome, very tiring. All right. But what we're also trying to do here is not just for you to do it alone. Okay. We make sure that we are here and we are assisting you while you're taking these steps. All right. So if Pavel can do it, you can do it. Aminat, Dorcas, you can do it. Sahid, you can do it. All of us on this call, we can do it. All right. So you want to also fill the attendance form that has been shared on the call so that you don't miss out on, the beautiful materials that will be shared, including this, so that you can also get access to it and watch it. All right. Now, that is not all. So for those of us in Canada, we've also seen someone do it in Canada, and I'm here to share a story as well. Abigail. Abigail was a care worker. Now, mind you, Abigail has no experience in tech, no understanding of tech, has no knowledge of what tech is about. But Abigail moved from being a care worker to a business service and data analyst. All right. She was a care worker in Canada. She was making under 35K. Now, for some of us on this call, our aim, like I mentioned earlier, is for us to be able to make good money. We want to be able to double our income. We want to be able to make enough money. All right. Now, after this, after she took the course, she was able to land a better paying job. Now, mind you, she went from almost, if at 100% plus increase in income. Now, imagine us on this call, you on this call, you're earning probably less than 35K. And imagine now being able to earn 74K, which is 100% of your income in less than a year of taking a course. Now, that is exactly what Abigail was able to do. Abigail was able to get into the program. She wanted more, just like you on this call. She wanted more. She knew that she just didn't want to settle what she was doing. She wanted something more financially, career-wise. She wanted something more for herself. And she was able to get in, and she was able to get more. Okay? Now, how do you get this more? How exactly are you able to get this job? What is it exactly? I've taught you how to apply for this job. I've taught you, identifying the career paths that are in demand. Now, how do you now get this job? So there's something called technical skills and employability skills. And those are the two things that are able to help you land a job. Now, on your CV, if you have an impeccable CV, it might get you interviews, but it doesn't guarantee that you'll be hired. But when you are very employable and you have honed the employability skills, you will definitely get hired. So just so that I know that we're still on the call and they were still listening on the call, I want us to, anybody at all on the call, I want you to drop an emoji in the chat, just so I know that we still have people interested in what I'm sharing and interested in landing a job that gives them financial stability. All right, so you could just drop your chat, an emoji in the chat. It could be any emoji at all. Just drop an emoji in the chat so I can proceed and we can know exactly how to find this job. Okay, so I'm waiting for an emoji. Any one of us at all can drop the emoji. I see that I still have Aminat, I have Anatsu, I have Dorcas, I have Saeed. So we can just drop our emoji. Okay, Saeed dropped an emoji for us. Okay, all right. So let's proceed. Let's continue. Now, like I did mention, Dorcas dropped an emoji and Natty dropped an emoji. Thank you, everyone. All right, so let's proceed. Now, technical skills get you interviews, but employability skills is what will get you hired. So if you've been wondering, why have I been applying for jobs, but I'm not getting it? You probably need to, check out the next thing that I'm about to share. All right. Now, what exactly is this employability skills that Analytics gives you? First thing first, we would review and revamp your CV. All right. Now, a lot of us, we have CVs, and then in these CVs, we don't even tailor the CVs to match what we do. We just have a very generic CV. And then when you say apply for a job, you just send that CV and use that CV to apply for multiple jobs. But we need to understand how to tailor our CV to match the job that we are searching for so that you don't get booted out from the applicants that they would choose, right? So there's something called an ATS, applicant tracking system. And what this does is it stands as a security guard at the door. And it allows only CVs that have, what the application is looking for or what the job requirement is looking for to pass through. So if you just keep on using generic CVs, you wouldn't get access to these jobs or even to get access to interviews. Okay, they wouldn't even see your CV to start with. So what we do is we review your CV and we revamp your CV, but we also teach you how to tailor your CV so that even when you're applying for jobs, you know how best to tailor your CV to match the experience that you're looking for. Okay, we also do LinkedIn optimization. So we teach you how to optimize your LinkedIn. All right, so you don't just have a LinkedIn page and that's it. Now, let me just share a quick story with you. So there was a time when I just thought that LinkedIn was just very, very, uptight. And then people, they just like to share their success stories. I know a lot of us feel like that sometimes. On LinkedIn, you just open the page and first thing you see is, oh, I just got a job that is worth $100,000. And then you're like, am I doing something wrong? What exactly am I doing wrong? Well, you need to optimize your LinkedIn because there are so many opportunities on LinkedIn that you can get access to. But because you don't even use your LinkedIn page or you don't optimize your LinkedIn page, recruiters or the right people are not seeing you. So what we do at Analytics is we optimize your LinkedIn page and teach you how to optimize your LinkedIn page so that you can actually get the right people to reach out to you. Another thing we do is we teach you how to navigate the job market. Now, we understand that sometimes searching for jobs or trying to get jobs can be very, very, tiring. It can be very stressful. So what we do is, instead of we just letting you navigate it wrongly, or letting you go through all the stress, we teach you how to navigate the job market, so that even at the comfort of your home, you're able to say search for jobs rightly, like what I just showed you, how I showed you right now how to get jobs without just even using the name, how to also use other parts of the job to get jobs. This is just a tip of the iceberg. There are also other ways you're able to navigate the job market and get these beautiful jobs that come with financial stability. Okay. Now, after that, after you navigate the job market, you get all of these things, we also send you jobs. So, like I mentioned earlier, we scrape jobs, from Indeed, from even paid job boards, right? Premium paid job boards. And then we put that on a sheet and you get access to that sheet. All right. And you are able to go to that sheet and get the jobs and apply to the jobs. All right. So we also help you lift the weight of also job searching. We assist you with bringing those jobs to you, and then you are able to just click on the link, apply, tailor your CV, and apply. All right. Now beyond that, we also prepare you for interview. Okay, we also prepare you to get this job. Now, we're not just after you've sent your CV, it said, okay, you know what, I want to speak with Saeed. Saeed, are you free for a call on Monday to discuss? And you're kind of panicking. Oh, what will I do? A lot of us on this call, I know that we probably don't even like interviews, because you're wondering what you would say and how would you say it. Fun fact about me: when I used to take interviews, I used to be so scared of taking interviews. And sometimes I'll be like, oh, you know what, let me cancel the interview instead of actually even going for the interview, right? Because I'm so scared of what I would say. But at Analytics, what we do is we prepare you for the interview so that you actually have that confidence to walk into the room and speak as the professional that you are. Okay, so when you have someone that trains you, someone that looks at the job role, asks you questions, more like a mock, for you to be able to answer these questions properly and confidently, you actually get that confidence for the real interview, because you know that, okay, you've practiced, you know how to answer the questions even when asked, and then you are good to go. So we prepare you for interviews. When you get called for interviews, you don't have to worry. We'll sit down with you and we'll prepare you for this interview. Now, for those of us on the call, sometimes there are some people that ask you, there are some organizations that ask you for reference letter, right? From probably where you've worked before or what you've done before. Now, you get job reference letter at Analytics. So we send a letter that says, oh, you know what? Amina has probably worked with us before, and Anatu has worked with us before. She knows her T, give her the job. All right. So you get job reference letter, and you're also able to, impute that or give that to the organization that is asking. Now you also get on the job support. Now you've been able to get the job. It's also important for you to keep the job. And there's sometimes that you get jobs and you get assigned tasks and you're like, oh, I don't know how to do it. Right? You can always reach out to us to say, oh, I don't know how to do it. How can you help me? And then we'll show you and let you know exactly how to get it done. You also get weekly mentorship sessions. How best to learn than learning from people that have done it before, people that have walked your walk, people that have walked through that session with you before. So you also get access to people that have been in that role, people that know exactly how this role works, and you get access to speak with them, to learn from them, to get knowledge from them. Okay, so you get access to weekly mentorship sessions, and you also get Upwork optimization. So for some of us that we don't want to work under anybody, we don't want to work for a particular organization, we just want to be freelancers. We teach you how to set up your Upwork account and also how to optimize your Upwork account, so you're able to get gigs from that Upwork account. Now, these are ways you're able to stand out with Tenalytics on the job market and in the job market. So you don't want to just apply for jobs and just apply to jobs randomly. Okay, you want to apply for jobs with the knowledge and understanding of how the job market is. And that is what Tenalytics brings to you. We teach you how to understand the job market and how to position yourself rightly in the job market. Okay, now we have different programs, like I mentioned earlier. For those of us that got cybersecurity, business analysis, HR analytics, data engineering, we have different programs, right? And then these are, the duration and time rates. So you learn 6 months with Tenalytics, and you also do 2 months of internship with Diary. Now, it's important that you learn in a project-based environment, which is what we do here at Tenalytics. You learn while working on projects. And then you can also put these projects in your portfolio. So I always like to tell people that in tech, it's not really about the CV that you have or, the certificate that you have. It's about the proof of concept that you carry, right? What's the proof of concept? The proof of concept basically is the portfolio that you show. So for those of us that, got BA, as a business analyst, you have to have had projects as a business analyst that you have worked on. All right. And in Analytics, you work on multiple projects over the 6 months that shows how you think as a business analyst, how you think as an HR analyst, how you think as a cybersecurity analyst. All right. And these are the things that recruiters actually look for and they actually see. All right. After you've learned for 6 months, you now get access to an internship. So this is a real world simulation of how it is like to work as a BA, to work as a business analyst, to work as a cybersecurity analyst. You work on projects, you have deliverables, and you just solidify the portfolio that you have with actual real world projects. Okay, and then we have Saturdays, we have live classes on Saturdays, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. West African time, and then 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. MST. Okay, so that's 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. MST. So for those of us that are in Canada, those of us that are in US, you have Saturday live classes, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Okay, but if you say, oh, you know what, I actually can't do 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. I have work. If you can also do 4 a.m. MST, then you can also do the 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. time frame. All right. And then during the week, you have your self-paced videos. So for those of us that are wondering, oh, I work, do I have to have live classes every time? The live classes are just 2 Saturdays out of 4 Saturdays in a month, because we understand that you also have things that you want to do. All right. So 2 Saturdays out of 4 Saturdays, you get the live class done. And then on other days, you have your self-paced watch me do videos. So you just watch the videos, try to get an understanding of what the video is about. And then during the live classes, you work on your projects with the teacher, with the tutor, and then you can also ask questions if you have any. Now, the mentorship sessions that we spoke about, we have mentorship sessions 10 p.m. West African time and 8 p.m. MST time. So for those of us in Canada and US, you have your mentorships 8 p.m. on Thursdays. Okay. And another beautiful thing is all the sessions are recorded and they are made available to you for life. All right. So this means that all of our sessions from the beginning to the end of when you join this program, they are always recorded and they are made accessible to you for life. So you don't have to worry about when the time frame elapses, we just to get access to the job, to the courses. No, you don't have to worry about that. 10 years down the line, 20 years down the line, you can always go back and rewatch the videos that you have. All right. So you don't have to worry about getting the videos or access to the videos. Now, for all of us on the call that are interested in enrolling and actually starting our tech career to getting financial security, the next cohort starts on the 11th of April. Okay, it starts on the 11th of April, and then I want all of us to join it and get in. Another beautiful thing, I'm so excited to talk about this one. Another beautiful thing is we are currently running a 50% discount. All right, so 50% on all our courses, but then this 50% is slot based. So it means that when the time frame is over, or when the slots are filled, rather, it goes off automatically. So before, the courses used to be 1,250, but now the courses are at a $600, a 600 USD dollars. Right? So if you want to get into any program at all, now would be the perfect time, because it is an unlimited offer, but you can get in now at 50% as opposed to 1,200. Okay, so we are now going to go into the next slide. All right. So for those of us that are interested, I believe that all of us on this call should be interested. So for those of us that are interested, we have different programs. Like I did mention earlier, there's business analysis, data science, data engineering, and so on. So we have all of this. Again, there's the 50%. Now I'm going to walk us through exactly how we can make payments in this for this 50%. Okay. So I'm going to walk us all through how we can make payments and how we can tap into the 50%. So just again for me to check in on everybody, just to know that we have people that are still with us. You can just drop me an emoji in the chat so I know that I have people that are still following alongside. All right, so just drop an emoji for me in the chat so I know I have people that are still following and people that are still interested in our conversation. Okay, so I'll be looking forward to the emoji just so I know that I'm talking to people that are listening. Right? Aminati drops an emoji. Thank you, Amina. Thank you, Anati. So I see the people that I'm going to share out to after this session. So thank you for dropping the emoji and for following. So when you get into the link, or when you get this link, what you would see is this. All right. So let me share the link with us in the chat for those of us that are ready to make payments and take advantage of this and get financial stability. So the link has been shared. When you click on the link, what you see is this. All right. Now you want to click on Start Learning and you want to pick the exact course that you want to go for. Okay. So we have someone that had said business analysis. So let's use business analysis for this. So we click on become a business analyst. All right. And then the page loads up. So let's just wait for it to load. So let's retry it again. Okay, so we go to start learning, become a business analyst. Okay. So let's just wait for it to load. Oh, okay. Okay. All right. So there's just probably a bit of, let's try it one more time. Okay. So right now the page is probably just going through one or two. However, you're able to just make payments using that link. So you go through it, you would have to click on enroll now. Click on enroll now. When you click on enroll now, it prompts you to just create an account. When you create an account, you put in your details. Then you go back to making payments. You click on pay now. So another beautiful thing is you don't have to pay all the amounts at once. So for those of us that are looking at $600 and you're like, oh, right now I don't have it, and you can, part way with $200, you can make that $200 down payment, right, and spread the rest. So there's also an instrumental option. Okay, so you make down payments and then you spread the rest. Now, this discount is for just the first 20 people. So when 20 people are filled, the discount is going off. All right. Now we've had a lot of people that have made payments over the past few days. So we have a very limited slots remaining. So you will want to get in now and just secure your slot so that you are not left out. All right. The very first step to actually finding that financial stability that you're looking for is learning the skill and understanding the skill. Okay, so you want to get in now so you don't miss it. And you can also get started with $200. Okay, so I want us to get in now. For those that are interested, I've shared the link in the chat. So you can click on the link and you are able to just proceed and make payments. Now, the people who move first get positioned first, right? So for those who take the first step, they're the people that will be able to actually land that job first. Okay, while others are waiting and then they're thinking about, should I go for it, should I not go for it, you have access to be able to get positioned, optimized, and move forward immediately. So if you register today, you don't have to wait for the program to start. You skip to the front of the line. Now we have extra incentives for people that register today. All right, we have extra incentives. So for those that register right now, today, as we're on this call, and even like say hours after the call, before the day is over, you get access to the founder circle. So you get a personalized roadmap from our CEO, our founders. You get to ask them questions, they get to speak with you one-on-one, and you are able to get access to this circle. So they give you, discussions tailored to your exact situation. So you're able to open up to them, to tell them, oh, this is what I want, this is what I want to get into. And they're able to give you, an understanding of what it is that would help you or work for you. All right. Now, these people that I'm speaking about are people that have been able to break into tech, and they've also been able to enjoy the benefits of tech. All right. So for those of us that were looking for more pay, higher pay, financial stability, these are people that have tapped into that sector, and they are going to be giving you a one-on-one understanding of how the sector works and what you can do to become just exactly like them or even better. All right. You also get tailored guide on jobs to apply to. So they tell you the best jobs you can apply to, how to apply to it, and then you also get direct guidance before the cohort starts. All right. You also get access to mentorship sessions. So mentorship sessions normally comes when your cohort starts. But if you get access right now, you get access, or if you get in right now, you get access to mentorship sessions, and you get to learn from industry experts. So for those of us in the the Canada and US, those of us in Canada and US, you get access from industry experts, and they tell you exactly how it is like to tap into the US markets, tap into the Canada market. They tell you how exactly you can do it and how you can make that money that you're looking for. All right. You also get interview simulation. So you get practice sessions to build your confidence. How exactly can you take interviews? How exactly can you become better at interviews? Now, while others are waiting to start, you are already starting and learning. All right. So you are already at the front of the class and in line. Okay. Now you also get lifetime access to us. You get lifetime interview prep, lifetime reference, lifetime mentorship session. So you get lifetime access to us. All right. Now, for those of us that are going to, get in today, these are the benefits that you're getting. Again, you get access to the founder circle. You get access to mentorship, weekly mentorship, and you also get access to Tenalytics for life. All right. So you want to get in and get in fast. All right. Before the slots are gone, before it now goes back to the original price, you want to get in. Now, let me share more success stories with us. We've spoken about Pavel. Pavel, we already understand Pavel's story, how we moved from Cameroon to US, and I was able to break in. There's also Bukola. Now, Bukola was an HR in Nigeria, and then she used to focus on administrative tasks. But she joined business analysis program in July 2024. And by January 2025, she was able to get a job as an HR analyst in the US. Now, she was able to land that role in July 2025. And she was also able to become a senior HR business analyst in US. All right. So now this is another story of Bukola, someone that didn't even understand tech. Imagine going from just HR to becoming an HR analyst, and you are able to, get a job in less than 7 months. That is what we want for a lot of us on this call. We want you to be able to get into tech and land that job. Now there is Emmanuel. Emmanuel had an accounting background. And he just knew he wanted something that was high paying, something that comes with more money in the US. So what he did was he joined our financial analysis program in December 2025. Now, by October 2025, he was able to secure a job as a senior operations consultant with the Bank of America in the United States. Again, he didn't have an experience in tech. He didn't have any knowledge in tech. He was coming from an accounting background, but was able to move into tech and land a high-paying job. Now, for most of us on this call, what we are looking for is that high-paying job. And then what way can you get the high-paying job? We've discussed all of that. So you have to take actions to be able to get the high-paying job. Now, let's go to success stories in Canada. So for those of us from Canada, there's Abednego. Now, Abednego wanted a job as a data analyst, but he did not have confidence. He did not understand how he was going to get the skill and how was he going to be able to get a job, right? But what he did was he decided to take action. Right? He didn't just wish that he was going to get the job. He didn't just go to YouTube and watch random videos on getting the job. He decided to take action. And he got into the data analytics program in August 2024. And by June 2025, he was able to land a job as a quality improvement analyst in Winnipeg. Again, he took actions. If you can see from every person we've spoken about today, they were able to take action. So he took action and he was able to land that job. Amaka also had experience in HR, but she was out of work for over 6 months in Canada. So for some of us on this call, we're probably been out of work or we're job hunting, trying to get a job. Now, what Amaka did was instead of just waiting around and just seeing if she could get any menial job, she decided to join HR analytics program in July 2024. And by January 2025, she was already able to land a role as an HR data analyst in Canada. So the 6 months of career gap that she had, she was able to build it and she was able to land a job. So we have Tony as well. Tony was, has an experience in planning and administration in Nigeria. But then she moved to Canada and she needed something. She needed a job. She needed to sustain herself and also to get better, get more financial free and financial stability. So she joined the Agile Project Management in February 2025. And by September 2025, she was able to land a job. Now, what I'm showing all these success stories to let you know that you can become the next success story that we have. All right. Out of all of these people, we can see that what they did is they all took action. They all decided that they were going to learn the skill and then get the job. All right. And then they had analytics holding them and backing them through all of this. So for you on the call that you're looking or you're thinking of how can you get that job, that financial security, stability, high paying job that your children can also benefit from, you start by actually taking actionable steps, which is taking the program, learning the skill, understanding the path, and then applying for the job. Like I mentioned, you can become our next success story. Okay, you can become the next person that we can put. You can become, Dockers. I know there's still Dockers. There is Saeed and Natsu. You can become the next success story that we have and say, oh, you know what? Anatu took the next steps. Anatu took the required steps. Saeed took the required step, and now he's making a lot of money. Okay, now let's so yeah, that is basically what we have to discuss today. We've spoken about the success stories. We've spoken about the payment options. Now you also get a certificate. So for those of us that, are wondering, do we get a certificate? To get a certificate, we are accredited by the American Council of Training and Development. So you get a certificate that you can use anywhere. All right. So for those of us that want to, get access to these materials that have been used, you would want to fill the attendance form that was shared earlier, so that when the resources are sent, you can get access to the resources. All right, so your journey to a high-tech paying job starts from here. Right now, let's now do the Q&A. So for those of us that have questions, you want to know exactly how it is, what do you have to do? You just want to speak to a career coach. You might even be confused about what you want to do, right? We're now at the session where we can ask questions. Okay, so yeah, so do we have any questions? Anatu, Saeed, do we have any questions? You can unmute and you can ask your questions. So if you have any questions at all, you can unmute and you can ask your questions. So I'm here waiting for our questions. So do we have any questions?
Hi. Yes, I have a question. This is Anatu.
Hi, Anatu. Okay, you
Yeah.
can go on with the question.
Okay. As I said earlier, I'm already training to be a
Mhm,
data engineer, like a data analyst. So
mhm.
do I still need the 6 months for the training before maybe I start the job search?
Okay. So Anatu, just for me to get more clarity, are you training with analytics or you're training somewhere else?
No, I'm training in school.
Okay, you're training in school. So I mentioned earlier. So you know how sometimes when we're in school, you probably don't work in enough projects, right? I so basically what it is if you are training or when you are training, you want to work on projects. You want to learn in a project-based environment. So my question to you, Anato, is have you worked on any projects?
Yes.
So
Yeah.
you've been able, you're training as a data analyst, correct?
I'm training for both. So yeah, I in school I'm doing data analytics, but I
Mhm.
didn't really want the data analytics, so I joined data engineering. So that's where I have a lot of projects in like the ETL pipeline, yeah, and then
Okay.
the cloud, yeah,
Okay. So the thing is, with tech, right? Like I did mention earlier during the whole call, you want to work in or you want to learn, right, with projects so that you build your portfolio and then you are able to just you're able to just have sorry have a wealth of projects that you've worked on. Okay. So for someone like you now that you were doing data analysis before, now you're doing data engineering. Let me ask, why did you switch from data analysis to data engineering? Is it that you just were tired of data analysis?
well, I felt the data analytics was quite saturated, and I
Hmm.
didn't really like it that much. Like I wanted something very different, like building things, right? Because the analysis, like everybody can do it. So I wanted
Hmm.
something really different. And it's like from day one, I wanted the data engineering. Yes.
Okay. 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 So to answer your question, right? Um, for data engineering and for you coming into the program, you don't have to wait the whole 6 months to land a job. All right. So see it as
Yeah.
you gathering more projects, more hands-on projects, and building your portfolio. Because data engineering has to do with you, building pipelines. And then
Yeah.
for things as complex as that, or for things as, hands-on as that, you need a wealth of portfolio. All right. So that if
Yes.
someone says, oh, Anatu, can I see the things you've worked on? Can I see the pipelines that you've built? Can I see,
Yeah.
the data that you've stored and all of that? You would have a wealth of
Yeah.
portfolio to actually show them. So for someone like you that you already have a knowledge on data engineering, getting into the program, you wouldn't even for you wouldn't wait for 6 months to land a job. Okay.
Okay.
But you would also
Yeah.
be benefiting employability skills, right? So
Yes.
even whilst
Yes.
you would still be enjoying, how to tailor your CV, how to optimize your LinkedIn. I remember I did mention that these are the things that are able to attract the hiring managers to you.
Yes.
Mhm. You would be getting all of these things in as much as you're still learning, you're still working on projects, you're still learning how you're still building pipelines, you're still using Python. Have you learned Python?
Yes.
Okay, so you would still be using Python to code and to build all these ETL pipelines and all of that. But you would also still be enjoying the employability, which is exactly what would be able to help you land that job. Does that make sense, Anatu?
Yes. It does.
Okay.
It
So
does.
are you going to be joining the program?
Oh yes, but I just wanted to be clear on the timelines. Oh, it's muted.
Hi, Anatu. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Okay. Okay. I was saying, would you be joining the program?
Yes, I would be, but I wanted to be clear on the timelines because it's really important to me right now.
Hmm. Okay, so can you just like share with me what your timelines are? So what is it that we're trying to get a job right now, or what's the timeline so we know how best to, assist you?
Yes, I'll be graduating in May, so the earliest should be in ending of June, July or August. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So you remember that I did say that, you don't have to wait for the whole month. July is so I'm March, so they hit the job market and you would still be working on these projects. Okay, so your timeline is very possible. Remember, I shared about Pavel, and Pavel was able to land his in 3 months of being in the program. So
Yes.
what if Anatu does it in a month? You
Okay.
see? So it's
Yeah.
very possible. It's very, very possible. Remember, we're holding your hands with you. We're doing this with you. So you don't even have to feel like, oh, you do it alone. Okay. So we're doing this with you, and you are getting the value for everything. All right.
Yes, and please, the the day and the timing for the classes or the lessons, like it's not favorable for me. I don't know how it will work.
Can you hear me?
Hello?
Hi,
Yes,
Anati, can you hear me? I can hear you.
yes, yes.
Okay.
Hello?
So you were asking a question. I can hear you. You were asking a question.
Yes, I said the Saturday for the lessons, they are not like all the timings are not favorable for me. So I don't know how, if I'm supposed to adjust or if there's any change that can be done. Like if there's a way.